Okay, let's dive in and give you a whistle-stop tour of the platform. Starting here at the wallboard, you see a high-level overview and visibility of your alerts from all your tools. So high-level, most frequent alert types from your tools, most critical alerts, most frequent threat types, which SOC.OS has mapped all your alerts to MITRE, listing them here, most frequent IPs. The dashboard. This is really the USP of SOC.OS in a picture. You've got lots of alerts coming in. SOC.OS is clustering those alerts or correlating them into clusters, so groupings of related alerts through time, and then prioritizing those clusters based on business context and threat intel. And so you see here we've taken 51 over the last 28 days, clustered them down to 3. And the analyst lives in this world now, which is prioritized based on business context and threat intel, time view grouping. So case and incident centric rather than just alert, analyzing alerts in isolation from the rest. So let's click on these 3 to have a look. And you got these clusters here now. So the score, it's ranked by score. You'll see these various source systems here. We're going to click on this one because it's a very interesting cluster here. We have, you can see it's FortiGate. So it's Fortinet IPS logs. 41 alerts have been correlated together. We're going to click on that. And then you're going to see a bespoke data visualization. This is, first and foremost, 41 alerts over 5 weeks. And this is trying to surface the basic information that analysts need to arrive at that aha moment really quickly. And so the story is fairly easy once you've understood the pattern. So first and foremost, what are the alerts? And from what tool? So these are the 41 alerts, numbers. You can see the system it's come from. You can see the threat type. Right, these alerts have been mapped to. It's all exploitation for client execution. You can see the external entity that all of these 41s contain, which you can see at the top here. If you unfold that, you're going to see the threat intelligence that SOC.OS has brought into the tool from Alien Vault and Abused IPDB. And these are the 3 business assets that this external entity is probing. So let's dive in a little bit. You can actually cut it down to even the hour view. So what you can see is this IP address, external, is probing this web server. In hour 1, there were 9 alerts. You can click on those 9, and you can see exactly what they are here in the context overview panel. You can click on the hour 2. What happened in hour 2? 11 alerts came. The week view is more interesting, however. Then the story unfolds quite nicely. You can see in week 1, 20 alerts. Then in 3 weeks of no activity related to this particular case. And then in week 5, 21 new alerts have been triggered. Again, it's that same external. It's the same threat type, right? The same exploitation attempt. This time probing 2 separate web servers. One of which is a web server that the customer has flagged as sensitive. And so this really is SOC.OS in a nutshell. It shows you answers fundamental questions that you need to address. So the who, listed as an external, internal. The what and the when, right? So the what alerts from what tool and when. You've got it all listed, and you can cut that data how you like. The threat type, right? And then the extra context, the business context, and the extra context of who that external is. Of course, analysts love their data view, so you can dive in. You can click on these 21 alerts here. You can group them, you can sort them, and remember, we're not removing any data here, right? Every raw bit of raw data SOC.OS ingests, you can view and analyze, right? In the platform. So you can see here in the context panel, you've got the past alert, you've got the raw alert here, hoping to give you all that information you need. Again, that aha moment to understand what to do next. Obviously, the so what is, okay, SOC.OS has done a great job. This is absolutely impossible for an analyst to do themselves. 5 weeks of correlation, 41 pieces of data, amongst the other thousands that have popped up. You can obviously then prod the clusters and the database. So think of this as your alert database. You can search right through all times. It's over a minimum a year. We store data, and you can hot search across that data. And it's really straightforward. You want to look for an entity, right? In SOC.OS speak, entities are IP addresses, hostname users, as you can see here, MAC addresses. And we're going to say, find me all time, critical score greater than 200, and this IP address, bang, and SOC.OS will bring that back to you. But you can search on all sorts of stuff. You can search on threat type based on MITRE. Perhaps lateral movement is very interesting for you. So any high scored across full time that have been mapped to lateral movement. Here we go. We've got some trend micro alerts that have mapped to MITRE. But you can also search based on your business context tags. You can add this. You can add lots of business context into the tool. Say, here's my important boss. I'm interested, well, let's go my important web server, which you've tagged. Show me all time. Again, a certain threshold that I'm interested in. Bang, and there you go. Obviously, lots of the scoring algorithm is configurable, so you can go into the scoring and you can say, hey, this is a FortiGate. Any actioned or blocked alerts from FortiGate, I want to suppress its score. So that's not going to be boosted as high on the top of your cluster queue as any other alerts that say have been detected or have been telling you that activity hasn't been blocked. You can even go on an alert level and pick specific alerts that you really care about, and you can boost that. So that alert I really worry about, let's boost that right to the top. Or you can suppress that as well. That's a noisy alert. You can either filter it out completely, or you can say, I actually just want to suppress that. So when that alert comes in, its score is going to be multiplied by 0.1. So this is really how you can start to tweak. You don't have to do this on day one. This is sort of through time. You can tweak as and when, as well as the custom enrichment slide, which you can see here. My important boss. My important web service. Hey, SOC.OS, look for that IP address. If you can see that IP address in any bit of metadata, tag it with this tag, score it. So again, that IP address, that is important to me. That's my critical assets. That's going to be boosted high to the top. And you can go and investigate here in your cluster screen. Obviously, for more advanced users, you can use a bit more of an advanced query language based on a syntax language. But I think we'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, happy hunting.